Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 244 of 2024. And I am going to finish the story of the youth who wished to find out what fear was all about. Now you might remember he'd spent the 3 nights in the castle and, he'd freed the castle from its curse. The king, being a man of his word and also liking the young man, now was leading the youth to his palace where the youth would be married to his daughter. Well, this all happened. It was a beautiful ceremony. Went on for a few days, and the young couple, they loved each other very much, enjoyed each other's company, and the youth complained about the same thing that he always had. He still didn't understand what fear was about. He did not know what it was to shudder. And he kept complaining about this to the point where his wife just was over it. She didn't want to hear about it anymore. She didn't want to hear about him complaining about how he didn't understand what fear was about. Conspiring with a couple of her, attendants, he had them go and get from the river some fish. I think they were called gudgeons. Now, gudgeons, even you hear the name and you can imagine. These little fish liked to burrow around in the mud looking for things to eat. They were kind of slimy fish. And, she gathered a whole bunch of these up, live, kept in water, and a little bit of mud in the bottom of buckets. And once she had a sufficient number, she had some of her attendants bring these buckets of gudgeons in the dark of night when her husband was fast asleep. Pulling up the bed covers on the side, she dumped these gudgeons into the bed with him. For the first time in his life, he shuddered with the experience of those slimy little fish. Well, if you've ever watched fish when they're out of water, they flop around and try to figure out how to get back into water. And with him flopping around all around his body, he woke up with such a start. When things finally settled down, and the wife, being the good woman that she was and caring about creatures, had all those little gudgeons gathered back up and put in their buckets, taken back down to the river. But the husband, for the first time in his life, had shuddered, and thankful he was to his wife for that. And that ends our story. That smart woman knew what it was, what needed to be done in order for her husband to have the experience that he wished for. All right, that's that.